Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the CultureVerse podcast. And today we are doing our last episode review for The Last of Us as season two finale just dropped. Episode seven. We now will be waiting until season three, I believe. As of now, I think they've talked about doing a season four as well, and that would be
Yeah,
the
the
last
the
one.
director says they have to.
Yep.
So
But yeah, so season finale. Episode seven, last episode here. Do we just want to let Caleb go first again since,
if Caleb is down to do that, I don't say
you
why
want
not.
to, Caleb? Because if not, I can definitely talk. It's up to you.
I can go first.
Okay.
I finished the episode about 10 minutes ago, so my thoughts are pretty fresh. Um, Hated it. Absolutely hated this episode. Um, Again, we talked about this all season. There
Mhm.
was little to no urgency in the first half of the episode. I was like, we're just twiddling our thumbs right now. And I kind of thought this was going to be like exact opposite of what we were talking about, where I thought it was going to be like nothing happened instead of too much happening. I thought that was my concern. I thought that was just going to be throwing shit at us and it was going to be just not landing at all. For this, I
Mhm.
didn't do anything really, and that was worse. I thought. Um, Jesse died. I don't just. I'm assuming he dies in the game at this point. Um, Pissed that he's dead. He was my favorite characters. I thought that could have been like a great storyline with her and Ellie like combating for Dina a little bit. That could have been a fun storyline to play with. I mean, I get
Yeah,
it's part of the
that's
game.
actually the final fight at the end is Jesse and Ellie going at it for Dina.
Ellie
It could have
actually
been
just murders him.
Yeah.
fine. That's not the part. That's not the show's fault, but I guess it's just The Last of Us's problem more so.
Oh,
It's what it can't really help that. To me,
it's a
it's a
lot.
personal choice. It's a personal choice. It's a personal choice. So take that with a grain of salt. Um, I don't like the direction we're headed. I don't understand where we're going. Like we're basically switching it all up to do the same thing probably with a different character and just it's slow ass pace. I really did not like this episode at all. So I'll let you guys. We'll kind of hash it out after you guys take your turns, I suppose.
Yeah. Uh, Fuck this show. I'm done. I really am. This was the last straw. Like this episode was the worst, I think. This episode was a joke. I mean, really. We're just not doing the game anymore at all. So many things wrong with the characters in this game. We literally start with once again right back to that version of Ellie that's just like, yeah, I guess maybe we should just go back. No, why are we doing that? Why is she so like Dina, they find out like she tells Dina the truth about Joel and then Dina's like we should go back and I was like, okay. What? And then later we find and Tommy and Jesse in this episode are both like, yeah, we should go back. What are we doing, bro? Is anybody trying to avenge Joel anymore? Like, do we even care about avenging like Joel is just you know what they're doing? They're trying to make a story not revolve around Joel. They're trying to make their own characters be them. The game like, gave you character development through avenging Joel. They're just all like, well, we better be safe and get back to the camp so nobody dies. Tommy was literally going to he was not leaving until he was either going to die or kill Abby. Same with Ellie. And even Jesse was like in the game, Jesse was there for revenge. All of them are just pussies. Everyone's a pussy. Everyone wants to go home. No one wants to save Joel anymore. No one cares about Joel anymore. At this point, the person that's shown the most like grit and the most dedication is Abby. Abby's ass trained for 5 years to kill the person she wanted to kill. Where's this from our characters? Like, why? No one cares anymore, dude. And I don't care anymore because no one cares about Joel. Everyone's terrible. Every character sucks. It- this is an absolute monstrosity. I just sat there for like an hour, just the same facial expression, just in awe. And then they half-ass give you this Jesse arc for like 15 minutes where they're like, he's a really good guy though. And then they just shoot him in the head. And it's like, okay. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
game
all.
similarly, but the game builds him up at least more than that. You at least get to see him do things in the game. There's just so many things wrong with this episode. I mean, so many things. Well, the whole boat scene where she goes up on the boat. What's the point of having her wash up on Scar Island for 5 minutes, getting fake hung and then running away? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? We need to reach the hour-long time, so we just threw in an 8 minute segment. This is my escape pod crash out moment. I'm done, dude. This show is ruining my joy for this franchise. I- Tyler, you go. I need a
I
break.
Yeah, I was shaking my head like the entire episode with every action, phrase, whatever we call it. What the last straw for me was towards the end when Tommy audibly said to Ellie that she needs to be at peace with Joel's death. Fuck you. No, no, that is like not even close to who this character is. Like that as Gabe is laughing, I mean, that is a laughable offense to this character. That this episode did everything in its power to say fuck the fans
Yeah,
of the actual game,
yeah.
and we're gonna go our own way.
Uh-huh.
And they did it, and they're probably gonna lose a lot of people going into season three. So good luck.
The first thing I saw on TikTok was three separate videos of people saying, I've not complained about this season one time, but this episode is terrible. You're now getting the people who've tried their hardest to defend this shit to turn on you. Because it's exactly what we talked about last episode. This is just the bigger proof. This is all just a big money scandal. Because here comes season three. Now we gotta watch Abby do this shit all over again. And then
Oh,
we gotta
what's
wait till
that? Season four? Oh,
and then we gotta wait
we
till
can go.
season four to actually see shit happen. By that, what, like 2038? When is that gonna happen? Because like I'm not gonna give a shit. I already don't give a shit. You
Yeah,
think
I ain't watching
we're
season
halfway
three.
through
No.
Abby's garbage season? Like, why did we split this into two halves? Why did we do that? You didn't need to do that, dude. What an uncompel like nothing is compelling about where we're going at all anymore.
Mm.
And
Uh,
they're just going off on their own route. The whole gunshot thing there at the end to end what are we doing? What is that even referencing? Like,
no,
where?
and it's not like Ellie can die in that episode or in that
No,
scene.
no.
So it's
Obviously, she
either
doesn't die.
there's a couple options where A, Ellie. I guess like, Ellie probably does not die. Two,
I
she
don't know
shoots
anymore.
Tommy. She shoots Tommy. I suppose. I doubt he dies at that moment in the game, which would be diabolical. Or three, she's shot in the air and we did a random ass cutaway for that's the end of her story of the season. Why would you do that?
Gabe, remind me. So that scene is very like similar. I don't think she shoots,
No,
but okay, that's what I thought. But like everything leading up, like that scene with Jesse dying and her holding
yes,
the gun
very
to
simple.
Tommy and everything, that was pretty accurate. But yeah, I
Yes.
didn't think she pulled the trigger.
My thought is it's either A, she like shoots and grazes her, like misses her to some extent, or two, Tommy shoots her, or Tommy somehow, someone else shoots. Someone shoots.
Ooh, we didn't see Dina.
We don't
It's
see
possible.
anybody there. So
Yeah,
someone else
watch Dina kill
probably.
Abby. What's
I want to
season three and
kill
four going
Abby.
to be
So
about?
We'll just kill Abby for no reason. Like it we've just it's like Tyler said, this has just become a big fuck you to the fans. Like they just don't care anymore at all. And
No.
I watch so you guys know I watch the thing after the credits every time. They just don't even talk about the game in this one at all. They're just talking about the episode because it's not even the game anymore. It's just their own TV show. Like
Hmm.
they always talk about the game and they were just talking about the episode the whole time. I was like, I don't care how you made this shitty episode of television. What are you doing with the game? And they just don't talk about it because it's not the game anymore. It's just not. I mean, nothing about it. The basis is even gone now because Ellie doesn't care about avenging Joel anymore. But then you have that little moment where she randomly decides that she wants to avenge Joel again when
Yeah,
she's
because she saw the fairs with the aquarium. She's like, "Oh my god, there she is! I gotta go now. I gotta go."
maybe I do want to save Joel. I forgot. Joel. And then she accidentally shoots a pregnant woman and she's like, oh shit, maybe I don't want to save Joel. Maybe I should go home.
I mean, okay, she doesn't act like that in the game at all, but she does feel a little bad after
Which
figuring
makes
out
sense.
that she's pregnant.
Which is like
But
a strong emotional human moment, but then it's like locked in again because there's a mission here, and that
yeah,
you just don't feel that ever.
hmm
That's never present anymore. And now we just gotta wait for at least a year just to watch this happen again, but from Abby's perspective. Like I don't care, bro.
yeah,
I
not at
don't
all.
at all.
the thing I with Abby like coming back to do this her story is as far as we know from Ellie's perspective, nothing really. She's just at camp. Is she not just at camp pretty much the entire time while Ellie's
Abby?
story is unfolding? Yeah, Abby. Yeah.
No,
No, she does
there's a
stuff.
lot of stuff
Okay.
happening.
All right.
Yeah,
I guess that's fine. But
Well, here's the
still,
other thing. There's some really interesting things that they could show that happen when you get to see stuff from Abby's perspective. But at this point,
hmm
are they even going to do it? Because they don't do anything else. Like I don't have faith in them doing anything else. However, Tyler, I will say that scene with Tommy is definitely going to happen because we heard in this episode we heard the the radio come on.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
that W.
Yeah, that's
That's
gonna
gonna
happen. It only took us
be
seven,
great.
6.5 episodes. No,
Except it's
yeah,
still
6.5 episodes to do that.
except it still won't feel the same because he has no motive. His motive is
No,
trying
not at
to
all.
save Ellie, not avenge Joel.
Yeah,
Because again, we just
clearly for
don't
him
remember.
doing that was to protect himself and nothing more.
Yeah, like nothing feels like it's the second Joel died, it was like they just threw the entire concept of avenging him in the garbage. And it was just like
Hmm.
watching our characters go through zero development, which they apparently think there's some kind of development going on, and there's not. But
No.
they've just trashed the concept of the game, and no one wants to avenge Joel anymore. Not at all. Like I kind of like the way they were painting Jesse as like this thinking about the community first, because that's kind of how he is in the game. But in the game, he also wants revenge. Like he also is intense. He's not completely against the idea of trying to avenge Joel. And like it, no one cares. Like I'm just sick of everybody acting like Joel's not that big of a deal anymore just because he's dead. Like that's the whole point of the game. That's the entire point of the second game. And we're just not doing it anymore.
I really just the thing that for me in this episode that was kind of maybe the worst because I don't have the reference you guys have is just the way that Jesse was handled. Like his whole arc is there's no way that his arc in this episode is a single episode arc. That is a whole season long arc where he is painted to be this selfish person, and then it's supposed to have this payoff at the end of the season. There's no way you're supposed to start that arc.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like they started the arc prominently at the beginning of this episode, like he's selfish, and then all of a sudden she's like, you're not a good, you're a good guy." And I'm like, "It's been 40 minutes of runtime. How am I supposed to be convinced that he is a good guy now
Uh,
with all these examples you've given how he's not a good guy? Like
Yeah.
it's too soon. I
yeah.
can't believe you." So he's gets shot, and I'm like, "Is he actually dead?" Like it was kind of like one of those. I was like, "Wait, is he dead?" Or I can't tell because what in the world is that?
It's ridiculous. I mean, they also talk about how he's supposed to be the next like mayor of Jackson pretty much. And it's like, are we gonna see the reason for that ever? No, we're not. He's now dead. So they didn't show us
He is
shit.
now dead.
Like the game, it happens in the game, but you know him more than you know him in this show.
Yeah, no, it's a shock factor when it happens in the game.
You
Like
care about him.
no type of moment.
And I'm
It's
pissed.
it's,
Like
it's
I actually liked his character and his potential. But I said in the last episode, if he died, I was like, I'm gonna be disappointed because it's untapped potential. And I guess granted with the game, it's supposed to be like that. But I just feel like we just didn't do enough with this character in general for these 7 episodes. Like in television purposes, I just he was pretending to be some character that we're supposed to believe in, and he just is nothingness. And we try and do some single episode arc for him, and it just doesn't work at all for me. So his whole character was just wasted to me. It's really disappointing.
that's a good word for this episode. It's just disappointing. Everything about this episode is just disappointing. Actually, that's the whole season. It's not just this episode. This whole season has just been a disappointment.
I had
Like
a question for you guys
it's
too. Is
terrible.
you guys were talking about some things that weren't the same. What are some other major points that weren't similar from the game to this? Like, what were some of the plot points that were different? Because I know you guys had talked about like, I mean, obviously the motives of them isn't obviously less than the show, but were there any scenes that they changed, like plot points in the game that had been altered vastly, or is it kind of just like small things that are adding up?
You talking about this episode specifically or the entire show?
This episode specifically, I know we've kind of mentioned each episode's basis, but I don't know. I just because I have no
I
idea.
think. All right. I'm trying to think. Um, well, the stuff with the pregnant girl and the guy happens. It doesn't happen there. It happens in the aquarium.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to think of what else.
Well,
Another,
it goes back to
sorry.
the whole concept of I mean that's the biggest thing. The concept of the game isn't the same. Like
Yeah, that's the problem with trying to figure out what's supposed to happen in this episode is that we are so far gone from the game that I can't pull from my mind what's supposed to happen and put it into this episode because
yeah.
we've missed so many things leading up to this moment that should have happened that it's just like I don't even know anymore.
And we're just doing it in an absurd order. Like we're just throwing shit around. Like now we're gonna get the whole second half of Abby's story. I know, like in the game, there's you alternate. You're not just playing as one character the entire game. Like
Hmm.
there's chapters, there's arcs, there's it's not just here's one character story. All right, now here's the second half of the character story. Here's a 30-minute conclusion where everything meets. That's not what it is, but that's what they're doing, so that way they can stretch it across 4 seasons. That's ridiculous, dude. Like that's awful writing. Like that's just terrible.
I think it would be
Bro.
better, honestly, is if they had made this a, we talked about this in the past too, combine these two seasons to a 13 episode, 14 episode season, and
Yeah.
just go back and forth between. Because I didn't know in the game, now you're making it clear that you switch. Do you like play as Abby?
Yeah.
Okay, so then why are we not just like going back from like her plot, Ellie's plot line, and going to Abby's plot line? And they're matching at the same time. Like,
Well, in the game, the first half you only play as Ellie, second half you play as Abby.
But
But
it kind of
oh,
like,
okay, okay,
they very clearly are interlinked. Like there
okay.
is moments in the show that I could mention, but also in the game where something happens that Ellie does, and Abby is not far behind in the area that
like she's there. Like
yeah,
it's not like we need to wait to see till later to figure out what
yeah.
happened here. Like you'll see it from her perspective, but
Mhm.
there's just like no, we haven't. Abby's just like this ghost this entire season that we just talk about her name and we see her like twice. Like it's there's just no it comes back to the same thing. There's just no urgency. There's no urgency with the
Yeah.
season at all. Like we're slowly moving to a plot that's just the plot's not the same. It is, but it isn't. Like there is on paper
They're
same,
taking points from the game that
right?
they deem important, but
Yes.
they're just like throwing them in when they choose. Like they're not actually
And then they're
following it.
just not rewriting, but they're just horrifically writing the characters. So then it doesn't matter if your plot's the same or not. It doesn't feel the same because Ellie doesn't seem to care half the time about Joel's vengeance. Tommy is
Tommy legit does not care, actually.
yeah, Tommy's here to babysit essentially. And then Jesse and Dean are I mean, Jesse's just not even kind of given what he gets in the game. And Dina, I mean, Dina's at least like
Dina's pretty decent. Like her character written is pretty decent.
we've done
Although
good enough there, I guess.
mhm, it
Okay,
hurts
so
the
far.
fact that she has more determination to get these people than Ellie does, which
That just makes it look bad.
yeah.
Except when she learns the story, she's like, we should just go home. It's like, okay, so now the one person who did want to get vengeance now doesn't even care. So now we're really screwed. Now nobody cares. Like, at least Dina
Yeah,
cared.
yeah, that was my biggest issue with this episode is they kept bringing up the fact that they should just go home. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they want to go home, where's going to be the motivation for Ellie in the back half of this game when she does the thing with Abby? I just because at this point it's like she has no motivation to go after her anymore because she
Doesn't care.
doesn't care anymore. Everybody's telling her we should just go back home. Tommy is telling her to be at peace with it, and it's like, where do we go from here? I mean, we just there's no story to be told anymore.
Yeah, it feels like we're just gonna get another instance where they do go back, and then she just suddenly, finally, after a certain amount of time, decides that she's angry and still wants vengeance, and then we gotta watch her
Just
leave.
out of nowhere. Yeah.
Just watch it happen again. I mean, like it it just doesn't make any sense. There's just zero the character Ellie has just been thrown in the trash. It's just been lit on fire. And it's disgusting because she's a great character in this game. Like such an enjoyable character. And now we're just watching as they just take all of that away to make jokes and make her she's like a childish joking she doesn't take things seriously. We get like one good scene where Bella Ramsey gets to really act every other episode and then they just tell her
If
to
that,
stand there and walk around again for the rest of it. I mean, like the episode the scene where she kills the pregnant kills Amy is really good. Like her emotion is very good. But like before and after that was just more of garbage writing where she doesn't know what she wants and it's not vengeance like it should be. So it's like even when we let her act, it doesn't hit because I don't care about the character at this point. Like you've just written it so badly. It it's terrible. It's I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's so hard. I don't understand why we're going so off the rails. I don't. It's just a big money scandal at this point. Stretch it across 4 seasons, get as much out of the fans as you can. But this one's going to get a lot of backlash. There are angry people on TikTok that I've not seen complaining.
yeah, it just makes no sense. I mean, even if this was like you have the story there, like you don't have to do much of the work, and you're just Gabe, you say it's a money thing. I don't even know anymore because it's like because if they would have made it like the game was, but maybe tweaked like a couple things here and there, made it their own some way, shape, or form, this would have been a hit. I mean, yeah, people probably still would be complaining about Bill Ramsey, but like the story wise, it would have been a hit. But yeah, we're not there anymore.
I mean, if they would have done it the right way, they'd be done in 3 seasons. So I think it's a money thing because they're just stretching it across,
I mean,
knowing
that's
people
fair.
are going to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
watch. We'll be disappointed, but we're still going to
Mhm.
end up watching it and reviewing it at some point, even though we think
I
it's
don't even know.
terrible. I
I
mean,
don't.
like
I don't think I will. Honestly,
I,
I, I don't think I'll be there for season
I
three and
will
four.
just because I'm curious to see what they do, but uh,
My thoughts on
they
season three are
they're
going to
they're
be
really managing to ruin it.
Go
yeah.
kill.
My
What was that
like
killed?
I was just going to say that on season three, like the half, it's really just going to be the same format as this season. It's going to be a bunch of just screwing around, but it's Abby instead. So in my opinion, I think it's gonna be more of just like one major plot point might happen in one episode, but 3 of the 4 episodes are gonna be filler again. That's my worry. I'm just worried it's just gonna be like instead of Ellie screwing around, it's Abby screwing around to get to her point. And at this point, we actually know what her destination is for the end of her season. Like with this season, it's like, well, we kind of know where I had no idea where we were going. I mean, you guys did, but I didn't. For her, like she has a
Right.
determined outcome of her season to get to the point where we are at right now.
Yeah,
So it's like there's no
we know how
intrigue
it
to
ends.
get to the end of her season. So to me, from a telepoint standpoint, from a game standpoint, I get maybe doing 1 and 1. From a show standpoint, I think it makes a lot more sense to be doing splitting it up, like having her thing go and then her plot line go at the same time, kind of. So just showing the perspectives at different times in the show version, I think would have been way better.
I get it.
You could have had it in 3 seasons. You could have even done it in two. I don't know, maybe 2.5. I don't. I just feel like the structure of this show just fell off the rails because I thought season 1 was structured so perfectly, and now it's gonna just be a mess for 2, 3, and 4. So I think I'll probably watch just because I have no idea what's happening. For you guys, I get it. Maybe if you don't watch because you already know what the fucking ending is, probably.
I would say
Um,
play the game before you watch that because the second half is
my
pretty
Playing the game's
good.
worth it.
in
So
this time
Playing the game's worth
I might play before I don't know we
you got a
review
year.
season 3.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you at least. I mean, it's just
Uh,
annoying, dude.
yeah,
It's just
Mhm.
terrible. I don't understand. I really don't. I'm really. I mean, I know I said I saw people complaining about it, but I'm really curious to see if we get like a pretty big wave of people complaining about it now that it's over. Because I already saw complaining about it pretty much every week. So I'm curious if it's going to be a bunch of people
Yeah,
like rampaging about the show like we are. I mean, I've not seen much defense for it, if any. I really,
yeah.
no one's defending it. There's not moments where people are like, man, this was so good. It's just not being talked about, which is the opposite of what you want for a show like this. So, oh, I don't know,
honestly,
man.
I haven't seen. I don't know about you. I mean, you guys maybe have more, but I just haven't seen any buzz for the show at all. I have to go look for my own buzz on the
I
show.
see buzz like Monday after the show comes out, but like after that, it's just a bunch of people shitting on it
I have
or
to like
making
actually
memes about how
search
bad it is.
things on Twitter to find any
Yeah.
discussion about this show because there's nothing on it. Like to me, I feel like there's nobody's talking about this. Like season 1, I thought it was like every other thing I got was Last of Us, but now it's like I don't know. I just don't see much, and that could just be my own fault. But I really just don't see anything.
It is your
No,
fault. You're a
I'm
failure.
It's all right.
I'm really not seeing much either, other than like Tyler said, like right after I'll see a couple of hate posts. But other than that, I'm serious. I don't think I've seen someone defending it. I saw one guy comment and he was like, "Y'all really just coming up with anything to hate," and I was like, "You just aren't watching the show if you really think that we're coming up with things."
The only positive post I see is people talking about Belle Ramsey, and it's like
Trying
it's
to give
not.
her some grace.
Yeah, but
I've seen
outside
that
of
too.
that,
And anything with Pedro, pretty much.
yeah,
People love Pedro.
Pedro's good. I mean,
He's good.
he's good.
Pedro's good
So
for the role.
I
Everything he
mean,
did was good.
he's
But
barely in this season, which
yeah, they
yeah,
just gave us him dying and then give us a flashback episode.
they done it right. He would have been like in like the entire show or the entire season, but you know,
But
fuck us, I
let's
guess.
just put it all in one episode right before the finale.
Oh yeah, just plot it right in the middle.
Well, I think we should give spoiler-free thoughts and a 5 star out of 5 star, not a 5 star, and give out of 5 star review on the season as a whole, if you guys
Okay,
want to.
sure.
So,
All right.
Caleb, I'll let
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Episode was just really a mess. It's a sloppy conclusion to a messy season. Just didn't like how the direction we're trending towards season 3. I think season 3 is just going to be a repeat of what we just got. I mean, for you guys, you are seeing a lot more motive shifts. I'm just seeing bad sequence television. It's just not that interesting and not that compelling. So this episode, I gave a 1. The season, I'll give a 1.5.
Fair enough.
That, that's my
It's pretty
review.
damn high, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, finale of season two really just kind of embodied everything about the season in general. It was an incredibly disappointing ending. It was an episode that's absolutely lost the actual. I mean this phrase seriously. We've lost the plot. Like it's genuinely lost the plot. We're just no one has any sort of actual like need to get revenge for Joel. Not even Ellie, not even Tommy. No character feels the way that they should at this point. The story is just going in its own way. We're getting too off track. And now we got to watch it again for an entire third season, but from the perspective of a different character who, at this moment, we all hate. So, not good. This season was bad and very disappointing. I'd give this episode a half star, and I'm giving the show, the season, a 1 star. Uh, the reason it's not a half is just because of like the first two episodes were watchable.
I like the first two episodes.
Yeah, I think you guys summed that up pretty well. This episode was clearly a big FU to the gaming fans, and then apparently, according to Caleb, a big FU to the casual fans as well.
Yeah.
These characters are not the characters we see in the game. These characters have no motivation to do what's actually needed to be done for Joel, and it's really disappointing because this is a really good game, really good story, and they're just dumping it down the drain. I gave this episode also a half star, but when it comes to the overall season, I gave same as Caleb 1.5. Ironically enough, I think episode 6, despite its weird placement, is a really good episode, and like you guys said, episodes 1 and 2 were decent at best. So there is that.
Yeah, I think that those three episodes were at least to me. I thought they were good. I think I gave those. I think I gave 6 and 1, 3.5, and I gave episode one like a
I
four
think
and a
6
half
was my
or two.
favorite.
I mean,
Six was really
um,
good. Six was really good, but I'm
it's
still
just
sitting on a 1 star because
yeah.
fuck
The
that
Yeah.
show.
problem is the middle of the season is just dreadful. Like
Yeah. Oh,
it's
painfully bad.
uh,
Mhm.
And then to have your finale be arguably the worst one yet is, I mean, that's the cherry on top. I mean, yeah, that's whatever the opposite of absolute cinema is, that's what we're watching. Yeah. That's what's happening right now. It's just bad. Like I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. When season three comes out, and we'll just I don't know, man. We'll probably at least Caleb and I might review it, and we'll tell Tyler how bad.
I'll pop in and just hear what you guys are talking about. Like I won't watch the show. I'll just pop in and say, "So, what do
Just
you guys think?"
good. You guys like this one? No. All right.
Uh,
Just leave.
so
Yeah.
this
Oh, it'll
represent the
be
next
interesting.
season's reviews because it'll be so uninteresting to review. It'll just be like Abby did the same shit we knew she was gonna do.
Abby set up
That was
camp
great.
and she planned out where she was going to go next. All right, move on to the next episode.
That was like 2 episodes worth of information right there. We watched her walk around for half of an episode, and then she set up
See it
camp.
again for some reason. It was like let's get it.
And yeah, we know she's going to the aquarium. Just a matter of when. Like, I don't know, man. It's sad. It's you can't help but laugh at this point. It's just like, how do you go from season one, it's quality to this?
Yeah.
It's something else, man. But I guess we'll sadly, depressingly wrap up the Last of Us season two review here with this episode. Not the way we wanted it to go, is safe to say. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy it for some fucking reason, let us know in the comments how you enjoyed it, what you enjoyed about it. I don't know, make something up. But yeah, as always, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.